Yeah, Shalom, our kings of Karma, Compassion, GMS London, giving all praise to Yahweh, Shemi Yahweh Shai, that were honors of the elders, the apostles of GMS, known as that there's the brethren and the highest and barriers, teaching his truth in all sincerity. Okay, I thought I'd just do a video on the Great Millstone, the new Great Millstone website, man. Because it's got a lot more content than the previous one, man, and hey, it's deep. You can learn a lot from here, man. So I thought I'd just make a video to push this out here, for brothers and those interested in learning what we're all about, man. Because there's a lot on this website now. Okay, so without further ado, man, we're gonna look at this website. Okay, as you see at the top, man, we got all the books, including the apocryphal books, man. Okay, you just tap on one of these books right here. Eventually it'll load up, man. Okay, tells you a bit about the book. I'm stuck. Okay. Alright, tells you a bit about the book. And here we see videos of elder Apostle Tahar, back when he was a bit younger, man, breaking down Genesis, the first chapter, man. Okay, well, the book of Genesis. Okay, which is the proper breakdown, like what you were saying here. Okay, so we got videos connected with some of these books. As you're reading through it, man, you can see the verses and that as you go through. So, hey, man, it's pretty comprehensive, man. Going through it all. Some more recent videos on Genesis. Okay, it breaks it down beautifully, man. It tells you about things like in the first chapter about God. We read is Alahayim, which means plural, means the gods created the heaven and the earth. Okay, we're just talking about Yahweh Shai and the angels, man. So it goes into all of that. Okay, you got a proper understanding of what the scriptures is speaking on. Okay, so I said this is one thing, like many different books, the whole thing here. I'm not sure if they all got videos and breakdowns associated to them. Okay, but as you can see here, man, it goes in. Okay, so this one's just got the the chapters in it. Okay, but it gives you a bit of synopsis at the beginning. Okay, so yeah, so you got that to start off with. Okay, and you got on the home page here, you got some information about the camps. Okay, about the 12 tribes of Israel, because that's an important part to know who you are. Okay, because we're not simply Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans and all those bywords and that we're called today, man. Okay, we have an ancestral lineage, man, that goes back to the nation of Israel. Okay, to Jacob. Okay, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, which ain't taught out there, man, in the real world. We're taught that we're Africans, with this, with that. Okay, which all that is a lie. Okay, you got the real Hebrew, so the Lashon Kodash. Okay, that's the ancient Hebrew script right there. Okay, and I believe this will take you to lessons and stuff like that, how to speak the Hebrew. Okay, how to write the Hebrew, the different types of Hebrews that there is. Okay, because we got the Paleo Hebrew, which we call the Lashon Kodash. Okay, we got the Assyrian script. Okay, which is what they call modern Hebrew alphabet here. Okay, the ancient is the Paleo. Okay, and he said we got videos associated with it. Breaking down words, because words are important, man. It's important to understand the words. Okay, and it's important, you know, in terms of understanding, you know, the scriptures, man. Because there's too many people out there, man, that are not diligent, that are not deep in this thing, and they just go off basically based upon what they've heard or what they see, okay, written in, you know, in the King James Version Bible, okay. But you know, you have to go a bit deeper, man. You have to dig deeper, okay, to really get the true understanding, man. And that's something these other guys don't do, and that's something, you know, the apostles, the elders, the brothers of Great Millstone do. Okay, and that's why we're an authority on these scriptures, man. And we're gonna teach you the right way. We're gonna teach you all the breakdowns correctly. Okay, so you know, it just goes into different sorts of, you know, characters that were being used in different parts in time. Okay, some more videos on it. Okay, going into certain books, certain chapters in the Hebrew. Okay, breaking down those words. Well, we even got you know, the little Hebrew word glossary down here, man. Okay, which is the booklet that we were given when we was when we was learning the Hebrew, man. You know, this was on the original website. Okay, where we learned our Hebrew words from, man. Okay, that was some time ago now. But yeah, you got that here, man. All these different words, you know, you can learn and pick up, man. You start incorporating in your Hebrew, man. Okay, because we're Hebrews, so we have to learn the language, right? We have to learn our own language. Okay. So yeah, so that's, you know, bits on the Hebrew. Okay, so like I said earlier, you know, it talks about the 12 tribes, you know, where they are today, you know, and other things associated with it, man. You know, according to prophecies, man. It goes into the prophecies here. Okay, it goes into it. Okay, tribe of Reuben. Okay, you know, we got the associated precious stones, you know, associated gemstones with them. Okay, because you know, all the tribes of Israel are associated, you know, with maybe a particular gemstone or you know, type of animal sometimes, you know. But here gives you that bit of a breakdown of what the word means, that the name means. Okay, you got the Simeonites. Okay, the Levites. Okay, the Haitians, you know, known as Haitians today. Okay, the tribe of Judah, which is, you know, you so-called Negroes. Okay, mostly in, you know, the land of America. Okay, but hey, Judah and the whole of Israel is scattered around the four corners of the earth, man. So they're gonna be tribes scattered everywhere, man. But there's, in the prophecies, man, there's gonna be tells you of places where the majority of those tribes are, man. Okay, the bulk of them. Okay, so we got some icons here, some, you know, back in the day pictures. Called Jake ruling in the Middle Ages and, you know, other parts in time. Okay, history that is not taught out here, because we're taught that the so-called white man ruled forever since the beginning of time, pretty much. Okay, he don't really teach the true history of Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay, you got the Zebulonites. Okay, who are known today as the Guatemalans, Panamanians. Okay, Issachar. Okay, Gad, Asher. Okay, all the tribes are here, man. Okay, so, you know, something interesting to look at. Okay, the tribe of Benjamin. Okay, he's associated with the wolf. Okay, all right. So, you know, wherever part of the world you know, you're from, you think you Israelite, man, you can come and check this stuff out, man. You know, and start finding out things about yourself and about your heritage, man. Okay, talks about the breastplate that the Levites would wear. Okay, wearing a gemstone for each tribe. Okay, representing the 12 tribes. Okay, talks about the curses that, you know, we undergo or have undergone. okay, which is a way to identify who the Israelites are today. Okay, so yeah, okay, so that's that. So we've got information on the camps, because there's many camps out here, man. You know, GMS is global, man. You know, I mean, I'm out here doing this video in the UK. Okay, we've got a UK camp. Okay, we got, you know, the main camp. The majority of camps are in the Americas, man, in North America. Okay, Babylon. Okay, but there's camps all over the globe, man. This is not, you know, a one camp show, man. There's camps all over the place, man. Okay, throughout Europe and all of that. The Caribbeans, you know. So this is just some of the camps that are mentioned on here and their channels. Okay, because, you know, all the brothers' videos are up on YouTube and other media outlets, man. Okay, but pretty much all of us are on YouTube. Okay, so you get to watch the elders at work. Okay, the apostles at work. Okay, and the other brothers, man. Okay, I say some other platforms that we're on: Live Leak, Ustream, Daily Motion. You know. So yeah, this is a quick glimpse of some of the camps that are about. Okay. All right. All right. Down here you got some latest news. Okay. You know, this one's about the lost lunar Delos stone. Okay, we go into archaeology. You know, historical finds. Okay, that relate to our people. Okay, that relate to Israel. Okay, we show that stuff on here, man. All the archaeological digs that have been uncovered. Okay, you know, we get into you know, the kind of beginnings of you know, when this truth started to be proclaimed, man. Okay, RER was one of, you know, one of them head figures. Okay, in you know, revealing this truth unto certain men. Okay, which later led them to be our apostles and our elders. Okay, and it was taught on downwards, man. Okay, so there's a bit of a backstory, a backdrop to High Priest RER. Okay, now that's the front page. Okay, that's the home page. Okay, well, at the top on the tabs here, you got breakdowns. Okay, breakdowns from the name of God, the laws, the 12 tribes of Israel, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. Okay, Caesar Borgia, okay, whose face is used as, you know, the Christ, the Messiah in today's world. Okay, even though that's not the true image of the Lord himself. Okay, but that's nothing but Satan. Okay, okay, breakdowns on baptism, on salvation, goes in on the all the nations on the earth today. Okay, biblically. Okay, goes into all of that, man, because Most High made nations upon the earth, man, and biblically there's only 18 nations on the planet Earth. Okay, not some mad number of nations that, you know, have been made up today. Okay, all these nations that exist today go back to one of these 18 nations. Okay, so we've got, you know, breakdowns on reincarnation, virgin birth, or the so-called immaculate conception, man, which isn't biblical. Okay, we get into that on the website. Okay, we get into hell, or what people perceive to be as hell. You know, we debunk that. We get into scriptures, man, showing you it ain't no, you know, underground terrain where Satan rules, and, you know, and, you know, where you burn for an eternity, man. That's not what it's talking about. Okay, the chariots, okay, what people commonly know as UFOs, okay, are really the chariots of the Heavenly Father, man. Okay, so we get into all of that. Okay, the high holy days. Okay, goes into Sabbaths, the Passovers, and you know, all the other high holy days that we meant to keep as Israelites, man. So, you know, you get to find out all about that. Okay, but, you know, let's just click on Mark of the Beast.